Hi, my name is The Renren Love, and if you don't know me, you're about to know me today. As you can tell, I got a little dressed up for this video because I feel very celebratory right now. Um, you would not believe the month that I have had. One second. Let me turn this down because I can hardly hear myself. I'm sure you can hear me just fine, but the fact that I feel like I have to speak louder, I don't like that. So give me 1 second to do that. Okay, that is a lot better for me. You probably don't hear much of a difference, but anyway, so as you can see the title, I spent 30 days healing, and there's a lot of things that I have learned, guys, okay? And we're gonna bring out the notebook. You got this. Yes, I know, a little cringy to do that, but oh well. Anyway, so I'm gonna read a snippet before I did the 30 days, just because I feel like it'll give some perspective of where I was mentally before. That way I can kind of show you what I'm doing, if that makes any sense, or you can kind of hear the progress a little, you know what I mean? Okay, so back last year in 2025, honestly, the worst year I've ever had, for real. A lot happened. If you don't know, then, is what it is. But this is from September 3rd, 2025. It was a Wednesday, 5:12 p.m. Okay? The ups, downs, and well, what was I saying? I feel like so sorry. I feel like I try to forget everything that's wrong in my life, yet it still affects me. I just want to be better. All my wanted effort is a struggle. I keep trying to make changes and it feels hard when it shouldn't. I want to be productive. I want to do better. I seem consistently distracted or disorganized. I am happy that I am starting to enjoy being by myself. I'm actually watching anime on Discord. I opened up to my server about how anime seems to help me. It's a comfort and subtle motivator. Maybe I could use my imagination as a tool. I still feel slightly lonely. Okay. So that one, the reason why I wanted to show you this one is because it gives a clear, like, I wasn't doing good. Like, as you can see, I was disorganized. I was having a hard time being motivated. It was just a really rough time. I had just lost my son, or I think I was, yeah. Yeah, I was still pregnant at the time. So, I lost my child closer to mid-September, if not October, so I definitely was still pregnant. Or let me double check, because I actually have a date on here from when I did lose my son. Yeah, this was definitely, I had not lost my kid yet. But yeah. The lore is that I had a really rough time in 2025. Anyway, let me read you a snippet from the past 30 days, right? So that you can get a little bit of what's going on, you know? Let's see. Okay, here's one. Sunday, April 26, 2026, at 11:41 a.m., and it was a Sunday, okay? It says, the title of it is, Where Am I Going? Who Do I Have to Leave Behind? I am going to a place of existence that will finalize a powerful foundation to get me to consistent abundance. The 30 days of healing ends May 4th or 5th. I need to remove parasitic or toxic things or people in my life, including habits. I need to remove. I just read that. So, for the last week of this journey, I will do a deep detox or cleanse of people and things that don't better me. Then the month of May is changing my habits. I am so certain. I'm so certain. Like, there's a difference. The feeling, at least for me reading this, the difference really is that before I was so lost. Like I was lost mentally, physically, spiritually. I didn't know how to navigate myself to where I could find peace, right? And then, you know, I come to this where I am so certain of what I want, so certain of how to get better, so certain. And it's just, it took me 30 days of just focusing on my health. And I think that this is a very important part of this, me sharing this part of my journal, because it feels like a 180. It feels like two different people are writing. One person is struggling with 3 things: mental health, stability, and relationships. Well, trauma with relationships and trauma as a whole. And now I have those same struggles, but instead of them feeling so heavy and so burdening, it's honestly like, rinse, do, I'll figure it out. I feel depressed. That's okay. Sit with it and figure out what triggered it and what we can do better next time. Trauma and relationship with trauma. Remove it. If I find that an action of mine is associated with trauma that doesn't better me, throw it out. Throw it out. Out the window. And it's just, it is so insane to me that I have gone through trial and error since 2019 to be on the healing path. However, I have never felt this close to healing than right now, because I finally have peace. I finally have peace. I have joy in my life. I have happiness in my life. I'm confident in myself. I feel pretty again. Well, I never really felt pretty. I want to say again because I want to believe that there was a part of me that knew I was pretty, or like at least felt pretty. Girl, no, I feel pretty now. Like it's so nice to finally feel at home. Oh, I love that. That just came to me. I feel at home in my body. I feel at home in myself. And I know that I went on a little bit of tirade, but if you're still here, I really appreciate you being here. The whole point of this video is just to explain my experience and show you, or I guess tell you, what I have learned from this healing experience. Okay? So give me 2 seconds to regather my thoughts, because I have heavy ADHD and I want to make sure I get this right. And while you're waiting, please go ahead and subscribe, push the bell notification, and comment that you subscribe so I can congratulate you on becoming a panda baby, because I want to see who is here to grow and heal, okay? But I'll be right back, okay? Honestly, what started this whole journey was basically the fact that I was not doing well mentally, and I wanted there to be a change. If you guys don't know, this is my first time living on my own and relying on myself at like 100%. And there were definitely some mistakes along the way, but I will say that the hardest part, honestly, was the wake-up call, because I knew I needed to change since January. So what makes April so significant? Honestly, I'm very spiritual, so you might not agree with what I have to say, and that is completely fine. We all have different reasons for, you know, choosing this path. Mine is, I felt the universe shake. I know that that's crazy. I sound crazy, but I felt the universe shake within me. And after that happened, there was video after video after video on my feed on about getting better, right? And I just thought, oh, I've been watching that lately. That's what the algorithm wants. Then a video came up, a video that I don't really watch these often, and this is those spiritual guru people who are just like, yeah, if you're seeing this on this date, this is gonna happen to you. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't really feel like I relate to those because they're so salesy, right? Then there comes one that's not really salesy and it catches my eye. Like, I feel like this urge to watch it. And what it says, what this person was saying, she described me to a T. Like, how I look, how I was doing at the time, like, and all I could this is what stuck out to me because I don't remember word for word, right? Sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties. But yeah, all I can really remember about this that was so significant, that rang so true, at least that's what it felt like, right? Was this woman was saying the universe is, and your angels and your ancestors, whatever you believe in, is giving you 30 days to meet them halfway. That stuck out to me because I'm very spiritual and I have been for years, but I've been inconsistent, just like I've been inconsistent with a bunch of other things, including YouTube. I'm trying to get better at this. And you know what? I will be better in my own time. And that is something that I have to understand, is that nothing is an overnight thing. Everything, oh my God. I accidentally just went into one of the things I learned, but okay. But literally, my perspective went from I have to do everything right now to every little thing that I change every single day is a seed that will grow. And I will become a giant tree and abundance will follow. That is honestly what helped so much, was not stressing everything all the time. Do you think I got that within the first week? Oh no. The first 2 weeks I was a wreck. I was an emotional wreck. I was digging up demons like it was the graveyard shift. Like I was getting them demons. Oh my God. But it's just, you learn a lot about yourself when you are intentful about learning about yourself. And one of the biggest things I had a problem with was I just didn't want to admit that I was pretty for the longest. I didn't want to give myself pleasure. I didn't want to give myself anything, honestly. And now I want to give myself the world. I want to give myself the world, guys. And that is such a huge breakthrough for me. But yeah, the first 2.5 weeks was extremely hard. And April was, I think, a 5-week long thing. This is the last week. But it being the 30th, I was like, I might as well make this video, especially since everything ends the 4th or 5th of next month. But sorry, ADHD, scroll moment. Come back. Let's roll it back. But when you change your perspective, you change your life. And I can't help but feel as though I could have changed my perspective sooner if I had just listened to some of the people around me at the time. But granted, most of the people I had in my life was not good to me at all. So I can understand why it was hard for me to figure out what to listen to and what not to listen to. I will say one of the most hardest point of this was I started watching my best friend's kid, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's definitely a new thing for me to juggle my healing while also watching a child. And honestly, I didn't think that it would help, but watching a child helps because they need schedule. They need a routine, and I love being a caretaker, which means it forces me to be in a rotation that I need to be in. Because the whole purpose of this was separating the trauma from the relationship. Because what people who have survived sexual assault or trauma of any kind, they don't think about the fact that you have to separate your trauma from you as a person. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is really, I did this a lot too. I really did. I would blame all of my sorrows, all of my pain, anything. It could have been a prick on the finger, right? I blamed it on my trauma. I made that mistake because of my trauma. I made this decision because of my trauma. I did this and this and this because of trauma. I reacted the way I did because of trauma. Do you see how that's annoying? Exactly. It's annoying. It's annoying to sit here and continuously blame something that was out of your control on something else that was out of your control. It is a loop that you do not want to be stuck in, having to continuously tell yourself that because of your trauma, you respond like this. And I did that for years, and I was still trying to figure out, like, dude, I've been working on healing my trauma since 2019. Again, I didn't get this far in all of my years of trying. I learned a lot, but I feel like this was the most helpful. This is like the cherry on the cake, or the strawberry on the cake. You know what? Whatever. But yeah, you want to understand that when you put yourself in a loop, you get stuck there over and over and over and over, and all that does is make it harder to leave the cycle, right? So I broke the cycle. I said, you know what? I'm done not answering the call to be better. I'm done giving myself excuses. I'm done not changing. I want change, and I want it now. Like, I had this, I want it now, and you're gonna give it to me. Like, that is literally how it's been. And I came up with this mantra to kind of ground me and help me feel connected spiritually, which helps me be more disciplined. And a lot of the things that I wanted to uncover this past month was, what are my triggers, or like, what actions am I having that derive from abuse or surviving abuse, right? And this is where I'm going to grab my notebook again, because I want to read you a couple snippets that actually came from, because I have a whole series called My Healing Diaries. I stopped filming those videos mainly because it felt like, what was the point? I'm human, I have a life to live, and no one was watching anyway. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just do a deep dive. You know what I mean? What this is. And I have a second deep dive that I'm going to do when I'm done with, like, when I'm actually done with May and whatnot. So yeah. But yeah, let me go grab my notebook. It's right here, but let me grab it real quick. All right, I have my notebook. And you know what? I'm going to start from when I actually started journaling, when I realized I needed to make this change. Just so you guys can get a feel of what was going on in my head. I called it Change Isn't Coming, It's Already Here. I love that. I love that so much. Yeah. So this is what I wrote. It just gives you a mindset of where I was at. Universe, I feel connected with you a way bit more than before. As you know, change is scary or hard for me. However, this change is needed and an answer to my prayers. Please, please help me get through today. I know today is ultimately good. My patience is another thing. Guide me on building discipline today. Show me something good. Show me how good it can get. That is my mantra, by the way. That is literally, like, I'll literally go, universe, show me something good. And then I'll list off things that were good today. And then I'll go, show me how good it can get. It's just so fun. It's so fun to sing that. And then the other thing I literally did this the day after, and that is the what if buzz. Okay. This is the day after. So this was April 4th, and this is on to April 5th. So the what if buzz. Universe, I know my potential is limitless. However, I'm worried about making the same mistakes, you know? All these what ifs seem to be just buzzing in my head. All these what ifs seem to, like I said, seem to be buzzing in my head. What if I can't keep up my discipline? What if, and I just kind of keep listing a bunch of what ifs on what I'm insecure about or nervous going through the 30-day healing journey, right? So yeah, that kind of explains that I just kind of broke down those what ifs, and then I turned them into something else. Universe, ooh, I sounded like a toddler there for a second. Universe, there are so many what ifs with no answer, and I'm scared. I'm scared. I'll try anyway. No, I'll do it anyway. That was awesome. My new what ifs. What if I make it through the storm? What if I succeed? What if I'm right? What if my life changes forever? And that just kind of goes on and on for like a couple pages. I went from having so many negative thoughts to so many positive things to look towards. And it seems when you look for goodness, when you look for clarity, when you look for good things in your life, you find them. And it's just so nice, right? And this is homework for like an actual video that I did. 5 things I like about myself. So this exercise was actually really helpful because it forced me to sit down and be mindful towards myself and actually think about myself for a moment. And that is the thing as well, is this taught me mindfulness and internal searching. Meaning, like, instead of looking outside for validation, I'm looking internal. Any validation outside of that is just a bonus. So I stopped caring about getting views. I stopped caring about, like, if it happens, it happens. It's as long as I'm putting the effort in, then that's what matters, right? But I also realized I have to take care of myself too. I have to, prioritize my well-being and my health. And that was a very hard concept to push me past, okay? It was such a hard thing to do. And it was so emotional for me because I didn't journal as much as I wanted to during this, but that was because I was living and I was still trying to figure out what habits I wanted to grow, who I'm trying to be. And honestly, I realized everything that I was trying to be, I already was. I just didn't get a chance to express it because of said trauma, and I kept using that trauma as an excuse to not be authentically me to myself. I would be authentically me towards other people. If someone's coming over my house, it needs to be clean because I want to be a cleanly person. I like cleanliness. Why don't I do that for myself? Because I didn't think about myself first. I would think about other people. Oh, it's just me. And there was something that I heard. I can't remember who said it. So if anyone knows who said this, please, please, please put it in the comments. But someone said, your brain doesn't recognize outside from inside to a degree. So when you are putting action towards not cleaning up after yourself, not doing self-care, you are saying to your brain and to your body that you don't deserve to be treated like that. Our brain connects to our, connects to how we think and how we live. And basically, if there's clutter in the home, as much as you can try and say it's not going to bother you, your brain still sees it as a trigger for stress and trauma. So when I realized that shifted my POV so much more, because I might have not been consistent with everything every day, but I was consistent with changing something in my life every single day. And literally about a week ago, I got this notification on TikTok about a video that someone posted about Kaizen theory. And Kaizen theory was something I was using and wasn't even completely aware of it. So I was just trying to be better every single day. That's all I was doing. And I didn't expect much from myself. And then I ended up doing so much more than I thought I could do. Running a business, working 40 hours a week, maintaining my social media, and God, I just feel so good about myself. And I realize I have like 2 videos that need to be posted, I think. If not one video that I never got to post to the healing one. So I'll probably do that within the next couple days. But today I just want to focus on this deep dive because this deep dive is so, I feel so good. Like I showered. Look, I have my hair. I took care of my hair today. I'm changing it to the way I actually like it, which is having more of a like bang here because I like to cover my face a little. I don't know why. Just if I see emo boy in the comments, I'm gonna I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just feel super happy for myself. And I feel like the real thing, there's so much more I could talk about, so much more I could do. And I never script these, but honestly, I'm thinking for the second deep dive, I might have to script it because there's so much I want to talk about. And this is more of like a precursor to the full video. So please, if you enjoyed my conversation, if you enjoyed me speaking to you for a couple minutes, then I am so happy to say I will see you again when I post the full deep dive. And I'll make sure to post updates when I can. So, but yeah, ultimately, I like, just to end this off really well, just remember, guys, oxygen mask theory is not just a theory, it's a lifestyle. And that means that you need to take care of yourself first, okay? First. You need to take care of yourself first. You can't do anything if you don't take care of yourself first. And honestly, the last 30 days has proved that. So thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is the Run Love, and if you are subscribed, you are my panda baby, and I love you so much. Come to mama. Come to mama. Mwah! Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you so much. Hold on. I gotta do my signature heart thing because I love you guys so much. Right? I love you guys so much. I don't know if you heard me, but I love you guys so much. And you guys have the best day, and understand that you start this when you're ready. There is no pressure. It is your life, your decision to change for the better. No one else's, okay? So, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. All right. Now, make sure to make sure to look in the description below before you go, because I support myself. I don't have any brand deals. So just go check out my website and go check out my music.